Hey everybody, I'm JJ. You're watching Reality Survival. So today, I just wanted to talk about something that I think is really important. I don't know why, but I woke up this morning and I just had this nagging feeling that I needed to talk about this with you guys. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? There's all the stuff going on in Ukraine and Russia, the stuff with Taiwan and China, Israel and Iran is always a big thing, and you know, at this point, it looks pretty certain that Russia's probably going to invade Ukraine and all that. And you know, as preppers, we all kind of have that ability to see bad things, and then like you can just immediately figure out how they can just go totally sideways, and and then we end up at this idea that it's going to be the worst case scenario that's going to happen. Well, the thing that we need to realize is that that's not the most likely turnout. Okay, even though we have the ability to see how things could go bad, it doesn't mean that they will. You know, I've always kind of said that, you know, I believe that 80%, with an 80% chance of likelihood that things are going to continue right on as they have, and that there isn't going to be much change, and it'll be the status quo, you know, politics back and forth, left and right, all that kind of stuff. But the truck, you know, the train's going to keep rolling down the tracks. And then there's that 20% that, you know, something could happen, and, you know, we could, you know, things could kind of go sideways or whatever. In all reality, that's probably a pretty liberal estimate. It's probably more like 90-10 or 95-5 in reality. But I think the reason I wanted to make this video was just to reach out to those people who, if you're convinced that you have some secret knowledge, that you found something on the internet or some piece of research or something that tells you that you know what's going to happen for sure, and that the world is ending, it's all bad, it's all, you know, terrible, whatever the case may be. You might need to go to therapy. And I don't mean this in a joking way. I'm not saying this to be mean or to think that I'm better than you or anything like that. It's just that there isn't the three-letter agencies in this world control all the information on the internet. Okay, they don't allow anything to exist that they don't want to exist. If there was really secret stuff that was out there, they would just shut it down. Okay, they have the complete ability to do that, and so there's no secrets out there that you can find that nobody else knows. That's not a thing. You might have, you know, just different assessments, and you take information and you think that, you know, you've come up with the answer or whatever, but chances are you're wrong. And especially if you've been wrong multiple times. If you look back through history, and it was the big one in, you know, whenever in 2000, Y2K, and then it was the big one in 2012, and then it was, you know, all these different scenarios that have happened over the time, and it was going to be the big one, and it never is. Maybe you should ask yourself, perhaps your assessments or your intelligence or your information, where you're getting it, is faulty. But I think that people who have a propensity to see how things can go wrong sometimes also immerse themselves in information, in an information stream that is constantly about negative things. And when you do that, it can be sort of addictive in a certain way, and it can cause you to start to see things even more and more and more negatively. And you kind of pull yourself down this rabbit hole, you know? And so I just want to say to all the people who are out there, if you're going down a rabbit hole, just stop looking at the information for a little while, you know? Put it away. Look at different things. Go get a hobby. Go outside. Go do something. Go for a hike. Go camping. Stay away from information. Unplug from the internet, okay? Because the chances are is this is a self-induced psychosis. You know, you're pushing yourself down deeper and deeper into these states. They cause you to become more and more paranoid, and then as a consequence of that, you start to make decisions that could affect you and your friends and your family and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not healthy, okay? So I would urge you to do a self-assessment and make sure that you're grounded, that you're staying grounded in reality, in the whole, you know, big scheme of things. Just, even though I know that the news cycle is, you know, the 24/7 news cycle is constantly pounding us with stuff, pounding us with information and all that kind of stuff. It seems like things are moving faster and faster and faster and faster, all right? But part of that is because the information that we get is coming at us faster and faster and faster. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the things are happening faster. We just have more readily access to information than we used to. When we grew up, we had the nightly news, you know, we had the newspapers and that kind of thing, and that was about it. But now we have just almost an infinite number of sources of information, okay? And so it can be overwhelming at times. So if you need to, just unplug, take a break, you know, or go talk to a therapist and say, look, I just want to get a reality check, you know, from somebody who's sane. You know, am I crazy for thinking these things? Am I, you know, whatever the case may be. And just talk to them and be open and honest with them and just get an assessment. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily hurt, you know, to do that. So anyway, I hope this message is received in the spirit that is intended to be given. I'm really not trying to talk down to anybody at all, or anything like that. I just want you guys to all be safe and to be healthy and happy. I think that emotional stability and emotional well-being is probably one of the most under-discussed and topics, you know, in the prepping community. And so we should talk about it. We shouldn't be afraid to talk about it. It's not a sign of weakness. You know, everybody has issues that they have to deal with through one way or another. Some people do it through therapy. Other people do it through their spouses or through their friends. You know, it all happens to people at different times. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. Having your emotional baggage squared away and taken care of is smart. It really is. It's going to keep you from making, you know, bad decisions. In my particular career path, I've dealt with a lot of people who have driven themselves off that road, you know, down that long and dark path, and it ends up getting them in trouble a lot. I've seen it happen many times. And so spend some time worrying about your own emotional stability. All right, cool. Well, that's all for today. Again, hope it's received in the manner that it's meant to be. So take care, and we'll see you guys on another video here shortly.